Our job is to cater to.
All right, so welcome to Marriage is Fun. I'm so excited to come your way today. Of course, this is the day the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Today is a day that we have to share thoughts on marriage, and of course, to give us an insight on how a fun-filled marriage should operate. So kindly give me a minute. Let me share. Let me share. Okay, give me a minute. Let me share. All right, so welcome to Marriage is Fun, and we believe we're going to have fun right here, right now. So today we have something very vital to talk about, and it's something you will love. Something you will love. My name is Haniel, of course, from the profile, you will see it. Today we're going to, of course, we've been on a long series, a long stretch of series where we've been talking about the various necessary marriage sense we require. Marriage sense, like I always say, those who connect with once you want to bag a degree or you want to become a professional in a certain discipline, you have to, of course, study, go through the rudiments of learning and all that, and before you'll be given the license to practice as that professional. But in marriage, we are just given the license to practice many times without training, without understanding, without knowing what we are supposed to do or how we are supposed to go about it. So today we've been on this long series where we talk about the necessary intelligence we require for a successful marriage, and we've been talking about it for a very long time, and I think that series stretches up to about over 15 to 16 parts. And today we're going to deal with the last of it. The last of it is what we're going to be dealing with today. Sorry, I'm trying to share and then let so many other persons join in. Okay. And you can help me share so that someone else can join in. Let's just share as much as we can so we can get many people, because today we're talking about something very, very, very vital. I mean, you will love it. You will love to hear this conversation because it is very, 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 very vital. Very, very vital. This is something that is very important for all marriages. I don't care whether you're 1 year in marriage or you're 20 years in marriage, you need this wisdom. Very important, especially those who are way ahead. That is those who have been married for a pretty much longer time. So you need this conversation today. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about legacy and in-laws intelligence. Legacy and in-laws intelligence. But today, I think likely, let me focus more on legacy. Let me focus more on the legacy. And then if we have some time, we're going to talk about the in-laws intelligence. So today we'll be let's look at this within this period. We'll look at the legacy intelligence. Legacy intelligence. Marriage is not just about today. I'd like you to understand this. Marriage is not just about today. Marriage is meant to be built to last. Marriage is not just about your wife, your husband, or your husband, your wife, your children. No. Marriage is meant to expand and extend. Marriage is meant to expand and extend. Marriage is meant to expand and extend. And that's why this is a very, very important conversation we need to have. Marriage is not just about now. Marriage is built to last. And if it has been built to last, it means your marriage must grow beyond yourself. It must grow beyond your room, beyond your current existence now. And that's where legacy is very important. So for some of us, we talk about our grandparents, we talk about our grandfathers, we talk about our grandmothers. Now they got connected and gave birth to your parents, your own father or your mother. And then they gave birth to them, and your father and your mother got married and gave birth to you. Now you're here, now you're getting married, or you're married. And you're married and you have children. And your children will have children. And your children's children will have their own children, and it continues. So it is expanding and extending. There is nobody has an idea the extent to which your marriage, your current marriage now will expand and extend. For some people, your marriage will expand into continents that you have never imagined. It will extend into nations that you never thought of. And that's how marriage travels. Marriage travels. Marriage travels. And that's why anytime you are instituting marriage, you must make sure you are thinking about the travel. And if your thought is on the travel, then you'll be thinking about the legacy. What kind of legacy do you want to keep? What kind of legacy will you want to keep? Marriage is not just about your happiness. Marriage is about your heritage. Marriage is about your heritage. And many times you hear parents tell you, you have to protect the name of our family. Of course, you've heard that. You need to protect it. So heritage is very important. And that's why if you are married today, you must focus on the legacy. Focus on the legacy. And if you have to focus on the legacy, then the first thing that comes to your mind is, it is not everything you will tolerate. Because if you tolerate everything, your children will imitate them. If there is no line drawn, if there are no laws, if there are no principles, structured existence guiding your home, then guess what will happen? It will affect the legacy in the future. It will affect the legacy in the future. Your marriage is either a memory being built or a mistake being repeated. Your marriage is either a memory of a healthy legacy being built, or it is the repeat of a mistake. I will always say this, that there are many men and women repeating the mistakes of their parents. The same things, the same mistakes they hated, they are repeating it. There are men who probably want to do this. They didn't like the way their dad treated their mom. But then he's repeating the same thing, maltreating his own wife. Repeating the same mistake that the father made. And this is where it is getting so interesting. Legacy is not what you leave for your children, but what you leave in them. Many people are focused on the wealth they want to leave. But I can tell you, if there's any legacy you will leave, it must be lived in them. It must be lived in your generation. The legacy you must leave, the heritage you must ensure you leave, should largely be inwards and less outwards. The legacy you must keep or leave with your next generation is a legacy that is built inwards, a healthy legacy. This is very important. There are many people alive today and are not proud of the kind of family they have raised. They are not proud of the kind of relationship they've kept. Meaning they are living a wrong and a terrible legacy. So if you are getting married today, I speak to those who are yet to get married. You are very lucky. You must ensure that as you are getting married, legacy should be the next thing you're thinking. What will my generation say about me? What will they hear about me? What will they celebrate about me? What are the things, the healthy memories you want them to have about you? Marriage is not just about you and your wife. Marriage is about your heritage. It's not just about your inheritance. It's about the healthy memory you wish to leave behind when you're gone. This is very important. The truth is, if you want to have a marriage filled with fun, you must make sure that you have tomorrow in mind every time. Have your tomorrow in mind. Have tomorrow in mind. When you are about to execute something, think about the effect and the impact tomorrow. Think about it. Because certainly tomorrow will come. We must ensure that the decisions we make all the time as it regards our marriage must be made with tomorrow in mind. The kind of person you want to be must be made. The kind of home you want to raise must be made. That decision must be made with tomorrow in mind. So now the real question will be, are we happy of the kind of relationship we're keeping? Are we excited about the legacy that is currently existing in our families? Is your marriage preserving a healthy heritage, or is bringing a terrible memory? There are people whose marriage messed up with the mindset of the next generation, and the next generation say they don't want to marry. The next generation say, I don't want to marry. Why? I don't want to marry. Why? Because the last marriage they saw was a worst marriage they never want to repeat. They never saw a healthy example, a positive example of a marriage. So if you're married today, listening and watching me, I'd like you to understand this, that you have to keep and preserve a healthy legacy, so that when your generation remember you, they will thank God. When your generation remember you, they will thank God. When they remember their father, they thank God. Sustain and preserve a healthy relationship that will bet a beautiful, long-lasting heritage. If you want your marriage to be fun, you must be focused on your legacy. The kind of legacy that you want that marriage to be known for. You must be very big on legacy. You must put it at the back of your mind that I must not do anything that will dent the legacy that I want my generation to know us with. This is very important. Children don't learn from lectures. They learn and observe from what you do. Remember that what you do is what they will do. The next generation will do what you do. And many times they will expand and extend what you do. Many times they will enlarge it. Many times if you are doing something bad little, they will extend and expand it. That's why every time you're making a decision as couples, you must never lose sight of the next generation and the legacy and heritage you want preserved. It is very important. So remember that when you're having that toxic conversation, when you are keeping that toxic relationship with your spouse and your children are watching, remember that when you are laying your hands on your spouse, you are hitting your spouse. Remember, your generation is watching. And the truth is, your generation will never forget. They will never forget how you hit your spouse. They will never forget how you messed up. They will never forget how you laid the wrong foundation. Beloved friends, I'd like you to be focused on legacy. Focused on legacy. Don't lose sight of the kind of heritage you want you want in your family, you want to be known for. And as much as you can, keep a good name. Keep a good name. Don't keep a name that says you are a wife beater. Don't keep a legacy that makes everyone feel that you are a wife beater. You are a husband beater. Don't keep a memory that says that you are a man who doesn't stay at home, a man who is sleeping around. No. Don't keep a negative legacy. Keep a positive legacy that will influence the next generation. Remember, I said every contracted marriage must expand and extend. But as it is expanding, you should ensure that it is expanding with a healthy name. It is expanding with a beautiful heritage to remember. Because surely your family will expand. Surely this relationship that you have built now, husband and wife, will expand. And you can't determine where it will expand and extend to. No one can determine how far their marriage can travel. It can step into continents that you have not imagined. It can connect into ethnic groups that you have not imagined. It will just flow. And that's why you see people marry, intermarriage, intercultural marriage, interethnic marriage. You have that. This is what happens. Marriage expands, marriage extends. And this is very important. Please and please, no matter what you do, preserve your legacy. Keep a healthy legacy. Keep a healthy legacy. Keep a healthy legacy. The patterns are inherited faster than money. So many people like to keep money. They like to keep assets. The biggest asset you can keep for your children is a good name. I say it again. The greatest asset you can keep for your generation yet unborn is a good name. Good name. Keep a good name. Dear husband, ensure you keep a good name. You might keep money in the bank, it will make no sense if the name is bad. You might keep assets on ground, you have landed properties everywhere. If you keep a bad name, it is worse. Keep a good name. Keep a good name. If there is one thing you must do as a father, as a mother, as a husband, as a wife, no matter what you do, keep a good name. And that's why, whether you have or you don't have, ensure you have a good name. It doesn't matter what you don't have. If you have a good name, you have everything. A good name is better than riches. A good name is better than wealth. Keep a good name. The legacy that will outlive you is the good that you have done. Don't allow your parents, I'm sure you have heard some things like, some children inherited generational curses. Their forefathers did exceedingly terrible things that their children are currently reaping. They sacrificed many things. They destroyed many things. And their children are reaping it now. What do you think will be going through the minds of the people? What do you think will go through the minds of their generation? Question is, why did my father bring me into this kind of mess? Why did my mother keep a very bad legacy that is making me struggle endlessly? Why? Dear father, dear mother, dear husband, dear wife, reduce the struggle that your next generation will go through. Reduce it. And the best way to reduce it is to reduce it with a good name. Don't put your hands in the things that will frustrate the next generation. Don't connect with a lifestyle that will ultimately negatively influence the next generation. What kind of legacy will you want to keep? What kind of legacy, what kind of name do you want to keep? Sometimes as husband and as wives, you need to take a retrospect and imagine and say, okay, what is my generation going to say about me? This move I'm about to make now, what will my generation think about it? What impact, positively or negatively, is it going to make on my on the generation coming? This decision I'm about to make now, these are the considerations you must take, you must make, you must put in place when you are doing anything you want to do on the earth. Beloved husband and wife, marriage is fun when the next marriage in the next generation marries and there are healthy testimonies about their marriage, about the family they came from. Have you not seen that anytime they want to marry, they'll say, go and check the legacy, go and check this family, what they are known for, check them, go and check. They will carry out a due process, they will check. If you preserved your legacy and gave it a good foundation, guess what? When they go there, they will see nothing. There are many children, many people have missed an opportunity of getting married because of what their fathers did, because of the kind of life their mother lived. They don't marry from here. Oh. They don't used to stay in marriage. Oh. Have you not heard that kind of thing? These people, they don't stay in marriage. They are accusing or stopping someone's destiny based on what happened yesterday. For some people, they think yesterday is past. It's not past. The memory still remains. Don't mess up your generation's destiny today. Don't mess up your generation's tomorrow today. Your responsibility is to make sure you keep a legacy that your children will enjoy. Have you not seen? Oh, I know your dad. I know your dad. He's a wonderful man. He's a good man. And if you can act like your dad, then I will not hesitate giving you my daughter. Oh, I know your mother. What a wonderful woman she was. She's an amazing woman. That's long when you're gone. And the positive name and legacy you kept, they're still looking. How do you want them to look at you? How do you want them to treat your generation next? The way you treat others today is the way they will treat your generation next. So keep a healthy legacy. Keep a legacy that will bring ease to your next generation. Keep a legacy that will bring ease to the next generation. Ensure that the culture that will exist in now does not design the kind of relationship or marriage or legacy you want to leave. Because today we have a culture where people are self-centered and selfish. It's all about me, it's all about me, it's all about what I want. But the truth is, they're not thinking about tomorrow. They're not thinking about the next generation. See, no matter what you do, no matter what you think about the next generation. It's not about training your children in the best of school. It's very good. But give them the best of names. Give them the best name. Give them the best legacy. Give them the best heritage. This is the best thing you can leave for your children. This is the best thing you can leave for the next generation. So having said this, I'd like you to understand that one day, all that we have done, now that we are alive, will be brought to bear. And they will ask, where is this one from? Who is his father? Who is his mother? Then they will ask, when they ask that question, you need to answer it now. What kind of answer will you want to be given? It is the way you live today that you will be addressed tomorrow. Your generation is at stake. Don't behave anyhow. So you need to ask yourself a question today. What will my marriage be known for? What values is currently defining our home? And what legacy are we building? What legacy are you building? What heritage are you founding? This is very important. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. So before we move to the next intelligence, which will be in-laws intelligence, I'd like you to hear a few things I'd like to say, some of the quotes here. Any gift that will cost your generation is too expensive. Any gift that will cost the name of your generation negatively is too expensive a gift. Any gift that will cost the peace of your generation, the joy of your generation, is too expensive. We must raise a generation that honors their parents. And if we want to raise a generation that honors our parents, it needs to start with a man that honors his wife and a woman that honors the husband. If you want your family to be known as a honorable family, it starts with how the husband treats the wife and how the wife treats the husband. Secondly, your legacy is not what you leave for your children. I said it earlier, but it is what you leave in them. And the question I'll ask you now is, what are you leaving in your children? What are you leaving in the next generation? What are you leaving in them? It is what you leave in them that will outlive you. If you leave things outside them, it might not make the necessary impact. But what you leave in them is what will bring that sustainable generational heritage that you want. And then don't forget, what you tolerate today becomes what your children will imitate tomorrow. Don't tolerate negativity. Don't tolerate indiscipline. Don't tolerate bullying. Don't tolerate fighting. Don't tolerate lying. Don't tolerate cheating. Don't tolerate negative influence. Raise a family that does not tolerate negativity, so that you can raise a generation that is very impactful. And this is where it leads us. It now leads us to the in-laws intelligence. How do you treat your in-laws? This is one truth I've always shared, and I will share it again. Dear husband and wife, we must operate the sense of living and cleaving. Therefore shall a man, a woman, leave their father's house. Therefore shall a man leave the father. And you know, therefore shall a man. When the Bible is talking about a man, it's talking about both the man with the womb and the man without the womb. So therefore shall a woman leave the father. Therefore shall a man leave the father, and they cleave together, and the two shall become one. The principle of living and cleaving must be upheld in your home. Live and cleave. If you can uphold this principle, it means that you will be able to overcome the pain that in-laws bring many times. There are many people that I heard someone say that she doesn't want to marry a man who has a mother. They want a man that the mother is passed. A man that does not have a mother. Why? Because of some of the terrible movies they've watched about mother-in-law. But if two of you shall agree as touching a thing, meaning agreeing that from today, every decision regarding our spouses, our family, extended family, we must speak about it. And until the both of us agree, it's not possible. And where it says this, you tell your wife, husband, tell your wife, your family, if you want to come to my house, don't call me, call my wife. Wife, tell your family, if you want to come to my house, tell my husband. Exchange that conversation. Therefore shall a man live and cleave. Living is a priority shift. Cleaving is building unity. Where there is no living, there can never be a cleaving. And when we talk about living, it is leaving your father and mother, leaving your brothers and sisters, and cleaving to your husband and cleaving to your wife. Cleave to your wife. This does not mean that you abandon your parents. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that you have to redefine the priority. Hear me. Husband, your wife is your first priority. Your wife is your first priority. Your number one priority is your wife. Then next, your children. Your mother is not a priority to you. She doesn't have a higher priority than your wife. Your wife has a higher priority. So when the two of them, I've heard people say, if my mother is calling, if two people are in danger, who will you rescue? They say, I'll go and rescue my mother. Then I laugh. Hear me today. The truth is, whether you like it or not, your mother is your past. Your wife is your present. Your children is your future. Nobody can successfully lay hold of the future if he's still holding on to the past. And you can never connect with the future if you lose sight of the present. I say it again. Nobody will successfully lay hold of the future, the blessings of the future, the growth of the future, the elevations of the future, the promotions of the future, the expansion of the family. Nobody can lay hold of all those things who is holding on to the past. If you hold on to the past, you will pass with the past. But then no other person can hold on to the future who loses sight of the present. And that is why if you want to preserve the future, you must take note of the present. You must lay hold of the present. You must never lose sight of the present. You must never lose sight of the present. When you say, it's my mother, nobody says don't love your mother. But she doesn't have the same place with your wife. And every mother should also know that when your children are about getting married, that is all you owe them. Leave them to live their life. Because the blessing of parenting is betting another parent. Just as you have enjoyed your husband or you are with your husband, allow your children to be with their spouses. Don't influence them negatively, and don't put them in the kind of situation where they are always referring to you. How can you as a husband be planning with your mother? Where is your wife? Where is your wife? Husbands and wife must work together. You must work together. Why? Because your spouse is your primary relationship. Honor and respect your spouse. Give them that respect. Whenever you say, "Oh," and some people they talk down, when they talk down on their spouses in the presence of their family, that is absurd. Talking down on your spouse, or your siblings talk to your spouse anyhow and you tolerate it. Never, never, never. Because it is how you present your spouse to your people or to your family, the extended family. That is how they will relate with them. So one thing we must make up our mind to do is to give our spouses the priority that they both deserve. Wife must give husband the highest of priority. Husband must give wife high priority. Priority. This is very important. So just in case you have any questions you want us to take, you have one question or the other and you want us to talk about it, fine. This is the time to do so. We might begin to talk about it. If you have any question, just drop it and let's know so that we can have this. Because so far we've been talking about legacy intelligence and then in-laws intelligence. This is very important. It means how to build a lasting home or building a home that outlives us. Building a heritage that outlives us. So any questions, let's get. And if you're hearing me and you feel this is interesting, can you just give me an emoji? Just say, give me a thumbs up. This would be nice. I would love it to help us. That's an encouraging thing, and we know. All right. So let's see. Put it there. Let's see. Put it there. Let's see, everyone. If this is making sense, give us the emoji. Give us the likes. Give us the likes. If it's making sense and you think it's nice, give us the likes. This is very important. So finally, before we call this a day, I'd like you to understand this. The easy way, how do you structure? I'm going to give you 5 steps on how to sustain a healthy legacy that will outlive you. Number 1, define your marriage vision. Write down what your marriage represents. Define your marriage vision. Write down what your marriage represents. Secondly, model what you want repeated. Whatsoever you want your children to replicate, model it. The other day I was telling someone, I was counseling someone, and I told him, anything that you feel you want your spouse to do, start doing it. They will follow you. Anything you want your children to do, start doing it. They will follow you. So model what you want repeated. Live the values that you want your children to inherit. So be the value. Execute the value you want your children to replicate. Execute it. Execute the value you want your children to replicate. Execute it. Then number 2, protect your inner circle. Keep your marriage private. What you discuss with your spouse must not be heard outside. You have no right to tell your wife, your parents, what you and your spouse discuss, never, don't tell them, except with the permission of your spouse. You have no right to have that conversation. Keep your privacy. Keep your conversation secret. Keep it secret. Whatever you have agreed as a couple, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. And even though you're going through some things, you don't go and see a counselor and just release everything. Preserve the conversation. Keep it to yourself. Fourthly, so we said define your vision, the marital vision. Secondly, we said model what you want repeated. Thirdly, we said protect your inner circle. Protect your inner circle. Excuse me. Protect your inner circle. Protect your inner circle. Secondly, then thirdly, fourthly, we said set boundaries early. We've talked about boundary intelligence. We talked about that. So set boundaries early. Agree as a couple what is allowed. Agree as a couple what you want. Agree. Agree. Don't say, because it's my sister, she's permitted to come. No, seek the consent of your spouse. Your mother says she wants to come. Agree. Let it be an agreement that between husband and wife that mother should come. If they don't agree, don't come. Communicate calmly. Stay consistent. Number 5, build your legacy daily. The legacies are not built at once. They are step-by-step milestones. So there are things you implement daily. Pray together, speak kindly together, forgive one another quickly, serve others. These are the things you must do. A great marriage is not built by big moments, but by doing things consistently daily. Number 1, small respects. Number 2, small forgiveness. Number 3, small prayers. What does small respect do? Small respect brings honor. What does small forgiveness do? False forgiveness sustains the peace in the home. What does small prayers do? Small prayers preserves the legacy, preserves the home, uphold the unity. That's what it does. So this is very important. And we believe that this will bring transformation in your marriage. So I think this is where we want to call it a day, just in case you have a question. See if there are questions. And if you're here and you're enjoying the session, please just say, just give me a write-up saying, oh, thank you. It is worth the time. Put it there. I've seen many people come in. So yeah. So if there's a question, so ask your question. You can ask your question. You have a tag there now. You can ask your question. So if you can just ask a question, and then we can have this conversation, and we'll be there. All right. So far, we've been able to talk about this. We've handled a lot. Legacy in marriage. We say marriage is not just about the now. We also said marriage is about what happens next in the near future. And then we said marriage is not just about your happiness. The truth is, marriage is about your heritage. And we said that what you tolerate today is what your children will imitate tomorrow. Your generation will imitate what you are doing today. What you tolerate today, they will imitate it. Then secondly, your marriage is either a memory being built or a mistake being made repeatedly. So we talked about that. We said legacy is not what you leave for your children, it's what you leave in your children. We also said that honoring your parents must be a priority. It must not be giving high priority like honoring your spouse. So your spouse come first, then your parents next. So we've talked about that. We said that legacy means living today with tomorrow in mind. Living today with tomorrow in mind. So far we've talked about all of this, and then we talked about a strong marriage is not built by accident, it is built on high intentionality. We also said without vision, marriage becomes reactive. With vision, it becomes directional. So if you want to hit your target in marriage, then you must ensure that your marriage is directional. Okay? Right? Then we talked about the in-laws. We said you must live and cleave. And we said living is the shift priority, and we mean cleaving is building unity. So if you don't live, there won't be priority. And then if you can't cleave, there won't be unity. So this is very important. And then these are all the things we've talked about today. And this is where we bring this section of Marriage is Fun to a close. So we'll see you same time next week. God bless you.